Now look, there's an ocean of hungry people trying to make money online. Or may I say, a pond of hungry people. Everyone is right here trying to fish in the same spot. And that's because the promoters of the Escape the Matrix movement lure you into specific business models because this is where they can profit. I'm Luis Key, your genuine online millionaire, and I'm on a journey to show you there are so many more ways to make money online than you think. So I knew a guy called Ollie, and he was great in business. He executed insanely well, he had great ideas, and was in a good space, the funnel space. But see, Ollie had one issue, his personal life. He was great in business, terrible at managing his life. Every month, he kept executing well, getting more customers, but at the end of the month, he would always have to face his rent pay. And suddenly, his long-term vision shattered and he had to think short-term on how he could pick up a quick buck to pay his rent. And what that did is it impacted the way he worked on long-term projects and completely broke all the confidence every customer had in his work. And eventually, after giving so much energy every single month trying to keep customers, but every month facing the same issue, he ran out of fuel. See, if you want to be good in business, your plane is going to take time to take off. And if you don't go full throttle and you have to stop to pick up something or add luggage or change something to your life, your plane will never take off. Unfortunately for Ollie, he had to go back work a normal job because he couldn't face the pressure of having at every end of the month trying to find a quick buck to pay his rent. So here's my first advice. Until you break free from everything holding you down in your life, there is nowhere you can go. 5 years ago, I started one of my first big businesses, which was a textile printing company. And we were essentially selling t-shirts and printing logos on them for local companies back in France. And everything was going great. We scaled to 50K a month rather quickly. We had great sales and we worked with top influencers throughout France. The company was called France Tex and it was quite a success. But see, there was one big problem because in this business, people who make a profit are people who have this logistical edge because margins are so thin, there's so much logistics involved, potential issues which can cause money and losses, that the only one who's gonna win is gonna be the one that has flawless logistics and flawless management. And so actually in this industry, very few companies make a real profit. And very recently, one of the major companies in France making millions of revenue actually went bankrupt because the margins were so slim and they were actually losing money. And I realized this about myself, I am not a logistical person. So no matter how hard I tried, how much I scaled my business, no matter what decision I took, I could never get that edge and would always be outcompeted by someone who has this edge. So then I shifted my reasoning and I started a company based on where my edge is. And today it's $1 million company making 7 figures every year. So this is my tip number 2. Find your edge, refine it, and define it, and go all in into it. Because this is where your gold mine lies. So see, very famously, Warren Buffett had a great friend in university. They were very, very close, and he would say that he thought this person is way smarter, way more advanced, know how to solve issues in a better way, and went on a beautiful career. But see, coming back to right now, 70 years later, Warren Buffett is one of the world's richest person, whereas that other person is unknown. So see, Warren Buffett used this observation to come up with my number 3, which is choose your vehicle wisely. It's as much about your edge as it is about the vehicle you choose. Each vehicle allows you to access a certain level of wealth. And if you're wondering what this vehicle actually means, if I ask you these 2 questions, you will be able to answer them. First of all, if I told you you have to make $10,000 next month, what would you do? You can pause the video and really think about this. Now, if I told you you have to make $1 million next month, pause again the video and try to think how you would go about that. So every idea you thought of represents a different vehicle. So see, my tip number 3 is don't try to catch a moving train unless you're on a galloping horse. So how do you choose a vehicle? Well, first of all, you have to be self-aware. If you're analytical, a problem solver, you might directly want to start a big tech company. So if you're analytical or a genius problem solver, then you should go on and start a company. You might not make that much money in the first place, but on the long term, you'll change the world and really do something great. But if you're not the brightest problem solver, you might want to focus on more simple tasks that you can repeat over and over again and then hire people to do them for you or even systemize them using software. So find your edge, choose your vehicle wisely, and detach yourself from everything holding you back in life. After that, go all in and work hard. And I promise that if you do that, you will become rich in your 20s. And I'll see you in the next video.